Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Robert, and I'm smiling again. I forgot we paused on this scene last time. We can fast forward through this though, I guess, as well. How can you fast forward through something? I forget, but yeah, this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Last time we paused on this scene here, I thought if you hold down circle, you usually fast forward through text, but I guess maybe only in some cases. But I'm once again excited to be playing this game. Also, obviously nervous because there's a lot of like really big, tense things happening, especially with us and Maya. But I'm really excited to hear more, hopefully, about the stuff with the rebellion. Maybe we'll hear more about it this time too. We have to talk to him about some stuff, right? That's the next thing we have to do. Oh, we have to do this. Yes, okay, let's try it. Let's try this. I forgot about this already. I think it's just, you know, not that I forgot about it. I remembered it when I saw it, but then I was like, I think I forgot about it from the other day because, like, not because it wasn't a memorable moment, but I think it's more just case, like, you know, we ended on the picture of, like, baby Apollo. So, like, that was on my mind, I think, more than anything. I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? More precisely, what were you trying to do there? You can keep asking, but the answer's still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his own country out. How can you say such things about him again, especially after the stuff with the him being part of the rebellion? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the Garan regime. Here's the thing, most rebellions don't stand a chance starting off. You know, the only reason the Irish Rebellion won anything is because they believed that we were tougher than we were, and because World War I was happening at the same time, so we put the pressure on England, you know? Hang on, do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ, this wouldn't be here in the room if you didn't feel a thing. Wait, in the room? So it's one of the later pieces? This wouldn't be here in this room. Did we have to pick up some more evidence that we forgot about, maybe? The flower? Oh, maybe the flower's in the room.
Take that!
Yes, the flowers are in the room. I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Crane. Yeah, because there's flowers in this room right now in the paw, right? The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well, oh! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just Courtney's way of saying goodbye. That's so freaking awesome that, like, something that, like, we thought was just maybe some information. But again, of course, it's Ace Attorney, so it's going to be brought up again in some way. They do extra context into the world, too, without having it be part of a trial or part of this. But, like, it's cool that it came back up. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from Dirk or the rest of them for a few days. And tomorrow I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. So he does care, but he's pretending not to care. I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. Oh, the thing that he wrote on the thing, was that him? Remember the note about meeting up? This thing here? The usual spot, so he was getting ready to, like, have dinner with them? I think he's just scared, maybe. That's probably what it is. How exactly do you plan on proving that? These piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. I think it's this, right?
Take that!
He was planning to have some grub with them. I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? Like, man, why? I wonder if it is just because he's scared, or maybe he's trying to, like, not let in. For some reason, he doesn't want it to be known that he cares about the other rebels. For some reason. They brought this food for you at your request. Hoo-ah! So you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man, I admit it. I requested the grub. But I was just taking advantage of that, that's all. Oh my god, no way. This is what happens with the Cyclops. They question everything down to the very last end. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open for any more. So I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub and a place to hide. I was gonna kiss the kid goodbye tomorrow. I'm not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The whole hot flames of revolution definitely still burned inside you. What a way to put it, Phoenix. Well, that's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves that the flames of the revolution still burn on the inside of you. Is there something we got here as well? What would prove this? Here? The book showing that they're still trying to overturn this war. Is that it?
Take that!
Maybe? The law book? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded on the cover. This mark that stands for the unwavering commitment to the revolution. Oh, it's the mark. I was thinking that it's because the whole organization still cares about the revolution. It's Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon, and you still have the banner on your arm at the very least. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark scarf tied around your left arm. You would have taken that out. Well, I guess like it would make sense you would keep it on just to keep up appearances, but you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. Oh my god, the facial expressions again. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you should have took. Oh, he's so right. Because I was thinking you wouldn't you wouldn't want to take it off just because you didn't want to notify the rebels. But it's actually more of a case of like, yeah, the rebels would have understood if they would have wanted him to take it off. Because the police would find him so quickly. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves you're still a rebel. He cares about that mark. Hooah! What else do we have here? Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. I know you're wrong. You wear your heart, your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe. Wait, what? Wait, what are we presenting? You wear your heart on your sleeve just like me. Is it something that shows he wears his heart on his sleeve? What? Something that shows he cares in some way? Wait, did they say something about his escape in the newspaper? No. What shows he wears his heart on his sleeve? The flower again? But we already presented the flower. Maybe we're missing something? What could it be? We could be missing something. That's happened before. Not there either. I don't even think I can get process of elimination here, right? Because I wonder if we're just missing something entirely. The knife? No, that's not it. This has already been used. This has already been used. And this is so again, if we do process of elimination here, those are gone. Should I take a look around the room to see? Maybe we should go over all again. Can I take a look around the place? No, because it said we already examined everything though. Wait, what is it then?
Take that!
What is it that we're missing here? Oh, we have to do all of them again? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, we can fast forward them. That's fine. I wonder what the last thing is. Should we just try some stuff? So the first thing was the flower, right? Yeah. What could it be? The second thing was this thing, right?
Take that!
And then the third thing was the book itself, right? There's something we have that is an indication. So and Phoenix even said that way as well. There's something we have. What could it be though? This is what I believe in. Something that shows he wears his heart in his sleeve. Oh, can we change to? No, we can't change to people. The spring is this? Is it the spring water? No, because he wouldn't have done that. So can we do? Does it say anything here about this? So I probably cut a lot of that out. I just misread it for like a while. I thought I said this is what you believe in because you're talking about him, but you're saying he wears his heart on his sleeve as well. if we're talking about what we believe in, right? If you look through all this stuff here, it's this, right? I was honestly sitting there for like 4 minutes, maybe even more, not knowing exactly like what he believed in. But it's like, it's literally one of those things where like, I think it's not like if you go, oh, this is what I believe in, it's like, oh, what does he believe in? And it's like, oh no, that's Phoenix talking. This is one of those moments that's just like, you know, blank brain, nothing up there moments. It happens. It has to be this. Yep, it's the only thing. That is crazy. I was generally like, what is it? Like, what is it? I might even do like a little compilation of my, like, what is it? Just to like put in here. But I was like, what is it? What is it? What does he believe in? And then I just like looked down again. Because I hadn't read, you read it once and you go, okay, let's see what it is. Then I read it again and I was like, oh God. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm a smart person, right? But I'm allowed like some head empty moments as well, okay? Okay? When a person's back against the wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. And would you risk your life for your beliefs? He is. He legitimately is risking his life for his beliefs. No, I wouldn't? Oh, no, he'd risk his life for Maya. Maybe not his beliefs. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my client's dead. That's true. That is true. Now admit it. You never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? I love that how in the end with us relating to him. Yeah, that was just a silly moment. Me just like seeing, for some reason in my head, I was like, oh, it's something he might believe in. Because, like, you know, but then again, it's like, just read everything thoroughly. Read everything twice even. But you know what I mean? I was just like, okay, yeah, let's see, find out what he believes in. What could he believe in? What else could there be? It's like, oh, what I believe in. I felt so silly. I felt so silly. That look in your eyes, it's just like Dirk's. Oh, he sees a lot of Dirk and Phoenix. At least the look in his eyes at the very least. Looks like you got that will of the dragon inside you too. It's so sick. There we go. That was an interesting, yeah, now that like I understood what the last one was, and like, yeah, I cut out like 4 minutes of me being like, what is it? What is it? And then like, I'll never get over it, guys. I'll never live it down either. Me just being like, what is it? Look down for a second. Oh, okay. Mr. Rebel's plans. So funny. I plan to take you out if it turned out to be on the side of the Royals. But I think I could trust you. I love that he literally was like, he lied to us about leaving the Rebels, and then it's like, I was going to kill you. I can't believe I was that close to getting shagged here. Legitimately, like, it's crazy, because, like, Rebels have to take it to this level. If you want to, like, make, like, change or whatever, like, they take it to another level. You know what I mean? The Rebels who don't take it to another level are the ones that legitimately are... I'm not saying it's okay to just kill a random defense lawyer. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that usually, like, you hear Rebel stories and stuff of the rebellions, like, exactly, yeah, I'll use Ireland again, where, like, you know, if they didn't go out that day and cause a ruckus and, you know, do a full-scale, like, violent rebellion on the day of 1916, Easter Rising back in 1916, like, opinion would never have changed, and we would still be under, well, maybe not still, but, like, eventually we probably would have, you know, come out of it, but, like, it got our independence a lot quicker. I think, like, 60 years quicker than we could have, you know? It's like you said, I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me? Interesting. You're a foreigner and a lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. Oh, wow. And I've seen that the fair share of lawyers get pardoned. After weeping at the feet of the Queen, so he thought that maybe it's a possibility that we would have, like, tried to commute our sentence. Beg for our lives. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. I love that this has turned around so quickly. Not only did he not... Because I thought he was, like, maybe, like, thinking about running away or something. No, he was literally just testing us the entire time. Like, my thought process was like, oh, he's scared, so he's trying to run away, but he doesn't actually believe all the stuff he's saying about... He doesn't really believe all this stuff that he's saying. He's just too scared. In reality, no. He not only believed it, he was going to kill us. A secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I can do about it. What about the order Dirk was supposed to give to you? Gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. Hey, why the long face? I thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Well, stop. Let me make up to you with this. What is that? Like a Dragon Ball? What is this? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. Oh my god, what? I can't say any more than that. Anyway, I hope it helps. I am so into the idea of finding more Rebel secret hideouts. That sounds so fun. This orb is a key? It doesn't look like a Dragon Ball, by the way. I think Dragon Balls are like more smooth. This is like very kind of like textured and kind of looks like an ancient fossil almost. Plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it is super secret, we couldn't have just any ordinary key. I guess so, but like I'm so excited about this. Like I already am happy that we got to see this hideout. The fact that we're gonna get to see another one is gonna be great. I see. Golden orb added to the court record. An orb entrusted to me by Mr. Rebel. It seems to be a key to the Rebel hideout. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother at arms fighting the powers that be. I mean, in a way, yeah. This music's so intense. It's so strong, you know? He's not wrong. In a way, even though he's not exactly a rebel, Phoenix is legitimately fighting against these systems in place in Khura'in. If it helps you, feel free to pick my brain a bit more. Fair enough, Lady Kira. Because that's the thing, yeah, we're not a rebel, technically, but what we're doing benefits the rebels. The more the system loses, the more it's in favor of the rebels' ideals, you know? Lady Kira. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Mai is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? This music is so strong and intense. Beats me, but whoever she is, she's bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops, she's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. It was already bad, but this is really bad. Watching you like a hawk, framing you for crimes, like that's like dastardly. That's corrupt as heck. Well, I mean, it's not like they're like official, but you know what I mean. Why would anyone go to all the trouble? Arcanian likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. I did not get that impression. But I guess it's one of those things where, like, it's like a government being like, we love our individual people and they can do whatever they want, but in reality, we know they can't, you know? It's more like that than anything else. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you for just sympathizing with the rebellion. Okay. So, they say you can't be arrested for sympathizing with the rebellion, but I wonder if they find ways to do so, like framing you then. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. That's horrible. So it's like this illusion of like freedom, when in reality it's more like it's like underhanded, like authority. Well, it's not underhanded. They still do like a lot of authoritarian things, but like it's even more underhanded and sinister than you think. Then a Lady Kira figure is, yep, she's just some lick spittle working for the. Oh, that at least that's what they think is what she's working for the whoever this is working for the regime. Wow. Even out the DCAC, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. Ah, he did say this. He did say this. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I got a little trick on my... Oh, I'd watch it if I were you, so maybe that's what the trick was. Because you got to find out that you were like one of them dragon dupes. So sick. Oh my god. It's so not sick that it's happening. It's sick that like the connection goes back to there. It's like, oh my god, yeah. That could be it. So he was talking about Lady Kira then? Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever setups. She's no amateur if you ask me. So you're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly. The Garam regime is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. And again, here's the thing. I wouldn't put it past this regime to do this, like especially who leads the regime as well. Especially with, like, you know, the way that they treat, like, you could, in the court system, if you say, like, oh, I disagree with you killing a child in this way with the seance, they were nearly trying to freaking hang Phoenix. He was just like, hey, shouldn't we, like, look for more evidence? And they were like, blasphemy, kill him, you know? And a lot of people in the crowd were like, yeah, murder him, you know? So it's not surprising to me that, like, a lot of people think this way if this is what the regime is like, you know? Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like this? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence, yeah. And without that, we can't prove anything. Yeah, but like, I think there's enough things going here that I would protest, but I guess people are like kind of like worried about it as well. I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Are we actually going to try and do that? I mean, we technically will, even if it's like, not physical. We're going to have to try and like reveal who Lady Kira is for everyone to see to try and prove that type of theory at the very least. But yeah, like I would not put it past him doing stuff like that. Yeah, I just would not put it past him at this stage. Goal of the revolution at all. I wouldn't put it past him at all, the regime. Our goal, to get rid of that evil no-good Defense Culpability Act. I mean, that's a really noble act. It legitimately, as we said, nearly killed Phoenix. Is going to try and kill Maya and Phoenix. Tried to kill a 9-year-old. You know, it's horrible. Not that that was directly what would have killed Albie, but you know what I mean. I can tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. But like, it's not only just like the idea, like, yeah, it is the killing of people that's the most important part, but it's also, if you think of it too, like, not having the Defense Culpability Act means that less people who are going on trial will have people to defend them. Because no one's going to want to go up in a trial, apart from Phoenix, or maybe Apollo, or some people like that. No one's going to go up in a trial where there's a possibility that you could die. Even if you know the person's 100% right and didn't do anything wrong, your first thought process is, like, let's say like your husband comes up to you and is like, honey, please don't do this. Don't defend them. Why not? I don't want you to die. Pretty simple, you know what I mean? And you'd be kind of like, oh, I can't do that to my, like, you know, it's like, I can't do this to my husband. I can't do this to my wife. I can't do that to my kids. I can't do that to my family. I can't do that to myself. I'm too afraid. Like, it literally changes the whole dynamic of court cases having this culpability act. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool. I agree. Where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are only ones heard in court. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. It makes this one-sided way of doing things where the Church of Khura'in is like always right no matter what. It's been 23 years since that was first enacted. Can we learn more about it? Like what Dirk did? What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? Please let us know. Oh, the assassination. We heard about this as well, right? That's where it all began. Albie was talking to us about this. It happened before I was even born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader, Dirk, who did it. Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but... The official line? Those charges were completely trumped up. Dirk was framed, I'm telling you. He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. So that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Khura'in. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. Interesting as well. Okay, so already we know that it was, yeah, the assassination that they say Dirk did, that's what they're looking down on him for. They look down on him because they think he directly killed the queen, or at least was responsible for it. So now they paint all lawyers with the same brush now because of it. The significance of the divination seance? They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act? I can't speak to DC Act. Who's that? Who's that say DC Act? You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used to hotly contest the insights that came out of the seances, as you would. You mean like what I've been doing? But the prosecutors as well are also like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Right. It's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. And it's interesting that Dirk has the same idea we do as well. We had the idea as well that, like, it shouldn't be the be-all and end-all, but it can be a piece of evidence within the court system as well. He's totally right about that. Yep, the insights became the only truth, and arguing against them was banned. As royal priestess, it is my duty to reveal the truth through divination seance. And we've seen this as well, right? Like, as soon as someone bites back against the divination, we learn that the interpretation of them is not always like this perfectly placed thing. Sometimes it's just like it can fall out of place. Whereas one of the things that how do I say it? One of the things that they're trying to do now before Phoenix came along is what he was saying. They are the be all and end all. No matter what, you have to believe this stuff. And if you don't, you're blasphemous. And even when you correct the seances twice, they'll still use them the next time as well. Because again, they should use them. It's actually like a really great piece of evidence if it's used properly. But it shouldn't be up to just the prosecutor to interpret it. It should be questioned and it should be sift through. I think it was a valuable piece of evidence, but it's also for the first trial and the third trial. But it needs to be used properly, not as a be-all end-all. This time I'll prove that insights I gleaned thereof are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial and your last rites. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headsman's axe. From what I've seen, Rayfa would agree with that, yep. This kingdom's a shadow of its former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped-up charges to rule. Yep, I definitely agree with this as well. It's become a place where you can't speak out of turn. Even though they say you can, it's blasphemous. You're going to be killed. You know, if you commit a crime, no matter what, if it looks like even a little bit that you committed a crime, you know, the example is if we weren't there for Albie, he's dead, you know? Like, those seances should not be the be-all, end-all, is what they're trying to say here, and I agree. And that's what Dirk's been rebelling against. I mean, it's a good thing to rebel against. It lets you like, the court system changing would be a fantastic thing here. Yeah, but all we want is to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. That's not a bad thing to want. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. Wow. It's a heavy order to do. It's a heavy order to do. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. What happened in Ireland with the rebellion and what happens sometimes is that we didn't overthrow the government completely. In the 1920s, we actually like had a kind of a reporting government where they still had 6 counties of ours and was still under we had our own ruling and our own government, but it was still kind of like semi-free. And then it was like decades later that we were able to fully become a fully independent country, not beholden to any other country whatsoever, which was a great decision to make as well. So in this case, he's talking about overthrowing something, which again is different from what we tried to do, which is just to free our, you know, country. And I say us, but like it was like people came way before me as well. Yeah. So it's interesting. Trying to overthrow an entire regime is difficult, man. You're talking about you have to use some force, or at least like, you know, a threat of force or some sort of pressure that will like is so overwhelming that they can't overcome it. Yeah. After all, I am the fangs of the defiant dragons. Oh my god, with the goggles. That's a rebel. You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting to that. See you when I see you. Alley-oop. Yeah, such an interesting character. Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Because again, the perception we had of the character was so interesting because I thought he was just kind of going to be kind of a scaredy cat. Not that that's bad. Like being afraid of being a rebel is a big thing, but in fact, he was again this whole time he was testing us, trying to make it seem like he was leaving so that he could ascertain what our position was. Then when he found out that we were actually like fighting for, you know, again, basically on his side, even though like again, I'm not saying Phoenix is a rebel. I agree with all the things he said here. I agree with everything he said here. And even the stuff that we can't prove fully, if it is true, it's like, yeah, I agree with that too. The regime here is tyrannical. It's abusive. It's horrible. There's good aspects to it, like there's good cultural aspects to it, and there's some beautiful aspects to it, but that like is always overshadowed by the absolute horrors of what we witness here already. And while it seems like we're all just having a fun time and it is like a fun game as well, like the fear that was put into us, like when we thought, you know, like when Maya was going against the trial, because again, it's not just like, yeah, we know that Maya and Phoenix, you know, most likely are not going to die, but we still have the trauma that comes along with that. We're like, oh my God, Maya's been accused of murder. She's been sentenced to death. They're going to sentence this 9-year-old to death. And again, as he said, the culpability act means that whatever the prosecutors say and whatever the seance says is law. Whereas now the Phoenix has come along, we push back against all of that. The thing is with the culpability act, as we said, it encourages the abuse of power against suspects that have not been proven guilty yet, but have a higher chance. I think it's like 90-10, right? Because what could happen is the seance could show like someone who's like stealing something. It could show that they like maybe weren't stealing something. And it's like, oh, look, they weren't stealing something, go free. But if the seance shows that they were at the stall that day and there was a ruckus and then they saw them with bread later, maybe from a different stall or something, but that's what they saw in the seance, then that person's guilty, you know, without any pushback. It's just really tyrannical. It's horrible. And Phoenix is fighting against that. Well, I guess we're friends now. And again, I'm not opposed to being friends with the rebels. I want to meet more of them. But enough about that. I already spent way too much time here. I think you spent the right amount of time here. This is a very important place. So we have to find the other base then? Maybe we can ask Albie about like where this could go or if there's a place that we can put this. But maybe he wouldn't want to work with the rebels in fairness. May 11th, Karain Bazaar. I wouldn't see him working with the rebels in fairness. Oh my God, the way they did the blinding light here is very well done. Because that's what it's like. If you like come out of like any darkness into like a blinding light, it is like, whoa. Finally got out of there. Mr. Wright, you okay, Albie? I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. We were probably gone a while because we got knocked over the head. We got knocked over the head at one point. Aw, Shadow, thank you for worrying too, but we're okay. We're definitely okay. Shadow, what happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole 5 minutes after you went in. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Shadow came down with us, right? Did he? Sorry, it wasn't much. No, I think he did. Yeah, I was thinking there for a second. I was like, wait, what? I was like, he did, because I forgot because we got knocked over the head. Yeah, he did. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. I must have been out cold for a while. I better keep things to myself for now. 110%. As much as we're growing to adore and feel sorry and want to help Rayfa, telling the Princess of Karain information about the rebels is a dumb move, and I'm glad Phoenix didn't do this right now at the very least. Maybe later we can have conversations about this, but right now, very smart of Phoenix to keep this under wraps. I figured as much. I had to find that secret hideout that Mr. Rebel was talking about. I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. So, are we just gonna go around looking for this now? So the High Priest, so maybe his actual home? Oh my god, I already know. 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 His eye, the empty eye. Remember the empty eye, the Warbet statue? Yes. May 11th Inner Sanctum. Barb Ted, you already searched here, did you not? Oh, I just thought I'd look around again, you know, in case I missed something. I probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We have a saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Huh? Oh, yes. You cannot stop me, I know that one. Yeah? Actually, I don't have a clue is written all over your face. Oh my god, she breaks my hair all the time. Just like she pretends to know all this stuff when it's okay, especially when she's so young. It's okay, Rayfa. It's okay. It's okay to not know stuff. So it's over here. Remember the empty eye? Here. Yes, 100%, because I remember there was like, there's something going to do with this empty eye. They wouldn't just have an empty eye here for no reason. It's statue where I guess to take a closer look. Could we present this now? Oh no, it's a new... Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. So maybe we can present something, but that shape. I wonder. Yes, I love the payoff. I love the payoff.
Take that!
Take that on the statue. Love the payoff. Because again, there was no way they were just going to have an empty eye and have us focus on the empty eye for nothing, right? 100%. Wait, we had two of them? Or maybe there's one in the other eye. I didn't even notice that, I'll be honest. I didn't even notice the empty eye. Huh? She must be at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen too often. Wait. The fact that there's a secret passage now, though, means that there's another avenue where someone could have come out and killed Abedinmi. Right? This changes everything. The fact that this opens means that someone could have come out here and killed Abedinmi, for sure. But I guess it would have made a lot of noise, but still. But then it would have to be a rebel, right? It would have to have been a rebel. Because only the rebels know how to get in here. Or out of here as well, I guess. What does Rayfa think of this? What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barb Ted. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. If I'm shocked there's a secret door here, I imagine that goes double for Rayfa. 100%. It's something that she didn't know about this place. It's something she's never taught about. It's something that, like, maybe most people don't know about this. A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum. Somebody will pay for this. Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait, you must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disturb anything. Or at least I'll try not to. Yeah, we're probably going to disturb something. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine. Just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much loyally drivel. Is she starting to realize that we're kind of like giving her a bit of a soft hand? That we're kind of being like a bit softer with her? You know, kind of like praising her a lot. Oh, you should definitely follow me around. I wonder if she's starting to realize this. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. All right, you're not supposed to come in the contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles or the blood. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for your remembering. Okay, that's a compliment from Rayfa. Rare thing to happen. Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I'll be watching you like a warbad from the entrance here. I told you I'm not going to do anything. I better hurry before she changes her mind. So, again, like, the reason why I feel, again, it's not like we're like, oh, we got praised by Rayfa, how amazing. But it is kind of like adorable that she's like, oh, you know something, you know? And to her, that, like, I feel like Rayfa praising us like that is her kind of being, that's like the equivalent of like a pat on the back. Yeah, like, this is a big deal. This is a rebel hideout within the sanctum of all places. Like, how terrifying must that be for Rayfa as well? And again, when the police find out and like Karain finds out, they're never gonna be able to use this place again. But imagine that there's a reason that he let us go to this place, because again, he wants us to see what's inside, right? Here we go, the rebel hideout. Let's see how she's doing. Let's see how she's doing as well. Any ideas? Barbed Head, I detect a foul odor emanating from you. A foul odor? I did walk through the sewers, so oh my god. Stay back, keep your stink to yourself. I'd be glad to leave you alone if you'd like. Who said you could walk away from me, you muttonhead? Okay, that's very misleading. Fine, I'll stick to you like glue. No, that's too close. We gotta find a proper distance here. I just can't win with her. Again, that's her personality. It's trying to win. It's trying to make herself feel like she is, like, you know, smart in those ways, which she doesn't. Again, I keep saying it, I'm a broken record. She doesn't have to. But also, like, as well, like, it's also a matter of, like, you know, us being someone that she definitely wants to watch over. And I think she kind of realized a little bit there. We were like, oh, you have to watch over me because I'll have you to watch over me. And she's like... So maybe she kind of caught on to the idea of like that we were kind of being a bit soft and being like kind of praising her to kind of like get her to go along with what we were saying, possibly. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Even after investigating the sewers, you have nothing. Well, I'm not ready to give up yet. Besides, I wouldn't say I have nothing. There's nowhere I wouldn't go if it wouldn't help Maya. Oh, Phoenix. And it's true. It's definitely true. So what will it be next? Will you dive into a septic tank? If it would help Maya, I wouldn't rule it out. Oh my god, Phoenix, we know it's true. We know it's true. Stay back. What? I thought it was just a hypothetical. So she's like, do not come near me if you're going to dive into a septic tank. But again, I know Phoenix would. I know he would. A lot of us would for a loved one, right? Whoa. Wait. They have a lot of the plumed superhero stuff as well. And there's like, again, more like, oh, look at the handprints on that. That's very weird. May 11th secret hideout. I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spirit water. Wait, is she talking to us from outside? That makes sense. The rebels must have converted this space into a hideout. Crazy. I mean, it's not only just hiding under, like, everyone's noses, which is a good idea. It's also the idea that, like, a lot of people, even within the religion, can't go here. They can't enter here. So, like, it's like, if they go in here, they're gonna be in trouble, right? So they don't want to get in trouble, so they're gonna avoid going in here. I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect this sacred space. Do you think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in the most sacred space? I love that she's just shouting from the inside. Do you think these filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in the most sacred place? It's a desecration upon Curanism itself. The Defiant Dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only natural that she'd be upset. But the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. Good thing I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots. Okay, we got a picture of it. Stop that, you must not take photos there without permission. Rayfa's really fired up. She's sticking her head in as far as it will go. Oh, Rayfa. She's actually adorable in a way, right? And I know, again, it's not adorable to be, like, hateful or anything like that as well, but I'm saying, like, just in a way that, like, you know, she's clearly so, like, worked up about this, you know? I guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. She's, like, hanging over the blood, like, ah. A photo of the secret rebel hideout. It was literally built into the inner sanctum. Again, I think it's genius. I think it's genius. Now search every nook and cranny, because you're not going to go in here unless something's wrong with the water, right? Barbara, just because it's hard for me to see your every move, do not use it as an excuse to touch and break things. I heard you the first time. Jeesh. So how many things we can examine here? There's quite a bit. So, like, let's go from, like, right to left this time around. Let's go look at the clock first. Look. What is it, Barbed Head? It's a plumed Punisher clock. Why, I believe it's a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. Oh, she knows about it as well. This rare item plays the plumed Punisher theme song every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed Head. Oh, that's kind of cute. No matter what she says, Rayfa's definitely a huge fan. I mean, she's a kid. You know, she's a freaking teenager. She likes this type of stuff. You know what I mean? And then, like, you can like this stuff as adult as well, but I'm saying that, like, you know, it's not surprising for a kid to like superhero stuff either, you know? And the Switch, if I'm right. Oh my god, it plays the music as well. It's the Plume Punisher theme song. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be Plume Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. I guess she just wanted to talk about it. Again, that's what I'm talking about. This is like the most normal stuff she does. Is like, oh, Plume Punisher, oh my god, you know? Yeah. It's totally okay to react to that. There's a Plumed Punisher calendar here. Ah, now I understand. The villains in the Plumed Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira. Oh, it's one of those things where, you know, the interpretation of art where people are like, yeah, we're the rebels. No, you're the stormtroopers. No, we're the rebels. You know, that type of thing. I doubt that's it. You know, where they interpret it in their own way, the way they want to interpret it. Look at this. A large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. Oh, it is, yeah. It looks rather unstable. I better tip over in an earthquake. What's that earthy grass-like smell? It's like moss all over it? It is the smell of moss that covers the stone. Oh, so this shaggy green stuff is moss? It looks like some moss about halfway up has been disturbed. I wonder why that is. One quick touch can't hurt, right? So which... Whoa! The slab started to wobble. Is that loose? What is happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. Yeah, more than likely. So what does he mean it's disturbed? Is it here? Like the imprints? So someone was trying to push it maybe? I guess? There's blood on the floor, I just realized. So is this the water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring? It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading outside. Lady Kira uses the sacred water to wash the taint of the battle from her body. It is also not red like the water in the spring. And then we have this as well. What's this? A bloodstain? I should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. It's so funny having her just shout in from the door. It's so, like, because you can just feel the presence of someone just, like, trying to poke their head in as much as possible. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for oh, we're doing dusting? We're dusting the sacred place? I thought it might help your investigation. Here, it's all yours. I guess we're dusting the sacred place. I want you to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools. Oh no, it's just like a spray, I guess, but I guess that could be something to do with it's forensics anyway. But they were confiscated at the airport. Luminol testing fluid. This actually might come in handy. I mean, there we go. Emma's always a very reliable person to have around us, right? 100%. Luminol testing fluid glows in reaction to even... Oh, it's a glow in the dark. Yes, okay. So we can even detect where areas of blood have been wiped up. It might help us figure out what happened in here. Okay, time for science to do his thing. First, let me put these red tinted glasses on to see the luminol's glow. Okay. Then I just press X where I want to spray some of the luminol. Areas where the blood will react by turning blue. So, here, on this thing, where the handprints are. Ah, look at that. It's a huge bloodstain. Something big must have happened here. So, you know what the red bloodstain was? And I think of what we know it is now. Someone died in here. Before we even got to the right. Before Maya even got to the right. Someone died inside this area. Perhaps the High Priest's blood flowed in there from under the Warbat statue. I don't think that's it, Rayfa. I think it's legit like someone died in here and then it poured out. There was definitely a lot of blood here, but it's impossible to say much else at this point. I think that's what you guys would be thinking as well. I'll just take a picture for now. They died here. It flowed out to the water there as well and made it all go red. Right, luminol reactions don't show up in the photos. I just have to take some notes. That's interesting, right? And we just drew the marker, I guess. That should do it. Where the blood was. That's pretty smart, though. I didn't notice before, but the blood stain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the warbad revolving door passed over it? Rebel hideout photo update in the corp record. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Someone probably died. Wait, we done? Oh no, we're done with the luminol testing. Okay, but yeah, someone died here. The blood probably poured out into the fountain, and that's why there was a red stain there in the blood. 100%. And there's like weapons here too, which was expected. Weapons, and a lot of them too. We are lucky we found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Barbed. I didn't see any weapons. Oh, thanks. If the rebellion ever happens, I hope it's bloodless. A lot of successful rebellions were full of blood. They were full of blood, and that's just factual. It's not even like just saying this just because like the Irish one was. It's just a factual thing. Not that our rebellion was successful, it just changed public opinion. Looks like an order from Dirk. What's this? Let me see that. Well, technically, like, again, to bring back Irish Rebellion up, we actually, like, it was violence that made them debate with us and actually give us a deal in the first place because a guy named Michael Collins had this group called the Flying Collins, which basically they would intercept soldiers that were traveling on the roads, and they would come out of the bushes and take all their stuff and kill some of them. And then what would happen eventually was they made it seem like there was a lot more of them because they would use guerrilla warfare, and the English army and the English government thought that there was like hundreds of people in the bushes when in reality there was probably like 20, you know? So there was like a misconception that made them believe that we had a lot more troops in the bushes there. But yeah, so violence technically did get us a deal because they had so much pressure. Like, we can't keep losing people during World War I. We can't keep sending out soldiers because we need all the resources for World War I. So they made the deal with us. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Again, it's like, you know, she's like not adhering to this, which again, she doesn't have to. I'm not going to say anything. Let's see here. Oh, holy mother. What? What does it say? Is an order intended for that rebel named Dats. It reads, after the Wright to infiltrate the palace under the guise of returning Lady Kira's costume and search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk, so it's still them trying to find a way to reverse the Culpability Act. 23 years ago, he must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all that, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand. Yeah, but we knew that they were trying to do something like this, but I guess what they were planning to do was have him land here after he escaped and after Abadinmi was, you know, in safe hands, and then go back to the temple and be like, hey, I found this in his disguise, and so then he could get greater access and more trust. I mean, it makes sense. But I still think the way that Karain works, they probably would have questioned him as well in some way. How'd you get it? You know? But after the questioning, maybe they would have been okay with it. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abadimi is no longer able to aid the rebels. Yeah, true. I knew that. Of course you did. Of course you did. Every time she does that, it's really adorable, and it also, like, again, it just makes me curse her parents. Which again, it's not uncommon for a 14-year-old or a kid or whatever to be like, to want to like seem like they're knowledgeable or smart or whatever. Like, because, you know, I'm not saying that kids are dumb. Like, a lot of kids are like that, but they try to like do the thing where it's like, I know this, I knew that, you know. But in this case, it literally is her parents that have like imparted this onto her, and the religion's imparted this onto her, that she, you know, yeah. I'm a broken record, but like every time it's like the cutest thing, but then I also curse the system in place that has made her like feel so self-conscious about herself, you know, all the time. It's like a freaking crossbow here. Oh, look at that, the dragon symbol. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such a sacred space? I keep hitting the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. Barbed Head, you must burn it. You see what I mean? Like, it's like, there's something funny about her just like being like poking her head and going, burn it. You know? Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well. If you will not do it, then I will. But you're benevolent. I thought you're not supposed to come in here. So frustrated. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. Yeah, we're actually using it. Yeah, you just turn it back on the people here, you know? Is that everything? There's something under the banner. Oh, a microphone. What's this doing here? A microphone? Was someone trying to record something with it? Well, I think that covers about everything here. I wonder what... Oh, Emma! Emma just waltzes in as well. Mr. Wright, You shouldn't have come in here before the police. Well, I did. Emma, you gotta know me by now. We're gonna take advantage of any situation we can. Sorry, to help us with Maya as well. But I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Her benevolence can attest to that. Rayfa? It is your fault for being so slow. Oh, God. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Again, shouting from the outside. I love that this is one of the rare times that she's not blaming Phoenix for something again. She's like, Phoenix didn't do anything wrong. You were just slow. Like, well, poor Emma. Sorry. But I mean, Emma came here in due time. She got the call and came here as soon as possible. Like, I imagine, like, especially when you're in a strange country, traveling to a different place, like, you know, no matter what the distance is gonna, like, it'd be a bit disorientating. You know? Well, Barbed Head, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. There we go. Okay, so what we learned from this area is that there was some sort of bloodstain here. There's handprints on the statue. There's a microphone under the flag. Someone probably died in here. And this is the rebellion, the rebels' hideout. And Rayfa is very good at projecting her voice through a doorway over a pool of blood. And poor Emma got the blame for being a snoop. I guess we're going back to Temple. That's what we learned here. Poor Emma. May 11. Temple. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way. I mean, it's so adorable as well having Albie be so like, because again, it would be like he already cares about Phoenix. He cares about Maya as well. I do not understand, Barbed Head. What don't you understand? Why did you not commit any misdeeds during your investigation? Oh my God, that's a question you're gonna have to ask yourself as well, Rayfa. That's something you have to turn yourself around in your beliefs and ask your beliefs. After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. That's what you've been taught this whole time, but you have to think right now, right? Like, and again, it's a great lesson for any young person to be to do when they're questioning, you know, a belief that is wrong, which is a wrong belief. The other equivalent would be if you think that, like, if there's ever like someone who's been brought up to believe that, and this may be an extreme thing, but like, I don't know, like gay people are wrong or something like that, you know? And then they hang out with people who are like gay and they go, wow, you're like the nicest people in the world, you know? And then that's when you instantly go, so why on earth do my parents think you're bad, you know? And in this case, it's one of those situations where she has to go, so I followed a lawyer for a whole day and he was totally righteous. He was kind to me. He was nice to me. He didn't do anything wrong. Why is that? And that's a question that will help her hopefully like realize what's happening here, you know? What? Who told you that? My mother. Are you saying she was... Oh, and again, there's the look on her face. That's the look of, again, it's a self-consciousness. It's a sadness that she could be wrong. It's the idea, again, of questioning yourself. It's difficult. It can be so hard. No, that cannot be. Your mother was wrong. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. And this is another thing that happens, too, with anyone who has, like, prejudice, right? And it's showcased here so perfectly. It's... This person didn't do anything wrong to me, but they must have because I've been told that they do stuff wrong. So they must have done something when I wasn't looking. Or they didn't get a chance to. You know what I mean? That's another thing people say, you know? And like that's another thing that parents might say when the child goes back and goes, yeah, I hung out with people today and they're really nice and they're gay and they're lovely. And the parent goes, well, they just didn't get a chance to turn you evil. They didn't get the chance to turn you gay, right? They were going to turn you gay, okay? How? With their gay rays, okay? They have a little ray gun that turns you gay. In 2 minutes, you would have been like, you know, you would have loved Anteam and BTS, you know? I love Anteam and BTS, but wait a second. I think the jig is up. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Her parent, prosecutor somebody has need of me. Okay, that's fine. I was just saying with the gay thing there was like with the parents, like all of a sudden, like, you know, the parents come home and he's like watching like an Anteam like video, or he's watching like a I don't know what's the thing I think of like in like K-pop. He's watching X Love, right? What are you watching? It's X Love, mommy. And she hears like it's X Love, mommy. It's amazing. And she like dives towards the TV. No, son of mine. You know what's so funny? Like it's crazy because that's actually something that still happens nowadays with like, you know, people thinking that, you know. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Pare Zealot. Oh, okay. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. I see. The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow, and I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Looks like the royal priestess is back with a vengeance. Again, now she has something to prove because she's doubting her own mother in her own head. She's doubting her beliefs. So now the best way to prove this, if I beat Phoenix tomorrow, my beliefs are real. Everything's real. Right? Even though that doesn't correlate in our minds, in her mind, that might be what she's correlating with. If I beat him tomorrow, I win. She made a full recovery from when we started investigating earlier today. Yeah, 100%. Because again, she's back. Her beliefs are against the wall. I look forward to seeing you in court, your benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I'm finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow. Especially without any solid evidence. Why don't we go everything you know so far? This is not a bad idea. Alright, let's see here. This is actually a good idea, especially since the trial is a little bit longer than the second one, and of course. Acolyte Zella was killed during the Wright with Lady Kira's dagger, and Maya's fingerprints were found on it. Doesn't sound very good. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, it's already like, in any court, that would be like a very definitive, like, oh my god, this is like nail in the coffin, you know? Oh, look at their happy faces. The day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, and Maya. I also learned about the spirit channeling here in Karain. None of that sounds very helpful. Oh, but I did hear something interesting. That rebel hunting Lady Kira might be working with it for the Justice Minister. Yes, exactly. Yep, that's a big deal. Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and laws. We can't allow people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albie, this is why you are the future of this place. You are legit the future of this place. Nothing wrong with being devout to religion. Not wrong with being a part of a religion. I'm not religious, but Albie is the best of religion. He is the best of religion. You know? So is Maya. Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say. Oh, don't scare him. It does? But if that Lady Kira really is on one of the Minister Igna's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Yes. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. So this time he didn't get scared. Instead, he said, yeah, but we have to prove Maya's innocence. Oh, that's too bad. I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. We almost forgot about that? I mean, I forget stuff too, but like, yeah. There was a blood stain inside. But I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though. Wow, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That'll be a huge hit with the tourists. Oh, he's thinking about tourism. Honestly, very, how do I say it? Very savvy. Very savvy. This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart. 100%. I support it. What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case. No, it's okay. I'm not going to judge you for that. Make your money. Maybe it's still too early to tell. Looks like I'm heading into a court without any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Princess Rayfa's divination seance might be my only hope. Yeah, we could use it. We have used it in the past. We could use it again. There could be some new information that might help. The divination seance? But I thought it was always works against the accused. We've used it to our advantage technically the first time, because we were able to use it to prove that you were innocent. Technically, we did use it. And the second time around as well, we did use it, but it backfired in the end. But yeah, we can use it. Look at his little hands. It's so tiny. Not always. Why, it's like Dirk used to say, the Royal Princess insights are just another piece of evidence. Exactly. It's not the be-all end-all. It's a piece of evidence. Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure out, sometimes, sir. Divination seance worked both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Crane find it strange. Now, Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say, good luck tomorrow, Alvy. That means the world. That means the entire world. Thanks. I can't afford to lose this next one. It means so much. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. That's the problem. It's like all the stuff to get on its own is like, what is this? But if we put it all together, maybe there's something we can find. Connect some dots, like Phoenix said. Rayfa's insights will be the deciding factor. It's a huge gamble, but it's all I've got. To be continued. Yeah, wow. That was a long investigation. That was like 3 hours for me. A really long investigation. But again, I think this game is... I've heard this game is longer than most games in general, really. It's 5 o'clock. Like in most Ace Attorney games, so it's not surprising me that the investigations are, you know... how do I say it? Like, heavy and long. And in fairness, I think it's also because... like, there's so much information packed into each one. There's so much, like, cultural stuff, so much story stuff. And I actually love this whole journey with Rayfa once again. I think her character is, like, one of the most interesting characters they've made in Crane so far. Seeing her change and her doubt herself is, like, a very important part of the story. And I think it's a representation of, like, what Crane has done to people in terms of, like, their indoctrination and their lies. But also at the same time, too, like, you can see how once they see a lawyer up close, and if you have, like... because I do believe Rafe has a good heart at heart. They start questioning their beliefs, honestly. So there is a lot of that there, too. So it's not just, like, you know... it's not just that Rayfa is a character who is up against us. She's also a representation of Crane in general and what could happen to Crane. I do think that, like, it's one of those situations where there's a reason they have Albie and Rayfa following us around a lot of the times. Is because the people who are affected most, of, like, at first by, like, the lies that are spread throughout a country or an authoritarian country or a religion are kids. The fear is put in them, and then they grow up to be, in some cases, people that put fear into other people. Some people can break that cycle, and I think that's always a good thing, and I'm glad that there is some that stuff that there with, like, the rebellion and stuff like that too, but it is, like, the kids who were affected first, and we've seen the effect it had on Albie, but as you saw there, he's more concerned with saving Maya this time around, and also we saw Rayfa kind of questioning stuff as well. So... this whole part of the investigation that we just did here was us talking to That's a Rebel and kind of discovering more about Dirk and what happened with Dirk. So it's like they do think that he killed the queen, or at least he assassinated the queen, or at least they said he killed the queen. But also what they're trying to do right now is fully just reverse the Defense Culpability Act. So, and again, it might just, on the surface, if someone said that, if you heard that in the distance in another country, the first thing you're going to think is like, oh, they're just trying to change it, like a defense lawyer law. But then when you read into it, it's like, oh, this changes the entire country. Like, it literally changes if people live or die, if innocents get put in jail, it changes all that. And it's definitely something that you should rebel against. And in this case, we have the rebels fully fighting against this, and it's actually really cool to see. Dirk is a character who, like, is the adopted father of Apollo, and also the father of Utah. And like, it's really like a showcase of, like, who he was as a person. Whatever he is now, we don't know what he is like now. We haven't talked to him, but he stood for something when it came to the stuff with the lawyers. It came to stuff with defense lawyers. He stood for that. And just because he was a defense lawyer when this assassination happened, he was considered to be... it was all defense lawyers were considered to be bad as well. And it's so interesting as well because, like, the assassination of a royal family member, this isn't something I ever... I'm not going to... I would never be in a video being like, please do that right now. But I'm also, like, the type of person who, like... I've seen this throughout life, like, what royal families and monarchies can do to countries. So if anyone stepped up and tried to, like, kill a royal family member, it's like a tyrannical person being brought down is not something I'm ever going to, like, argue against or fight against. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to do that. We've seen it through countless rebellions, like, you know, kings being beheaded and queens being, like, you know, overthrown and all this stuff. Like, and it's because usually, like, if they're not for the will of the people. Again, I'm not sitting here saying, like, oh, let's do this thing. I'm saying that, like, it's a part of history. It really is. It's been the thing since, like, you know, for years upon years upon years. For in some countries, if you don't, you know, nowadays it's so crazy because I feel like nowadays, if you could have, like, the most tyrannical ruler in place, but, like, people still follow them no matter what, you know what I mean? And that was the thing in the past too, but I still think in some countries, like, there was, like, a thing where, like, people would, like, fight up for their rights and stuff like this too, and that's what's kind of happening here. I'm not saying he did assassinate the queen, but I'm just saying that this is something that is, like, related to real world history as well, it seems like, you know? But yeah, that's why they hate defense lawyers. And also Dirk kind of has, like, a same interpretation, like, that we have of the law and the seances as well. too. We got to see this secret hideout as well with Rayfa looking at us at the whole time. And my thought process now after seeing this hideout is that there was someone killed in the hideout. There was blood there. And now we have... maybe we're going to argue that at some point that someone was at least stabbed in there. So somebody was in there maybe at the time or just right before the murder happened. We discovered there was a microphone behind the flag, which means that there was someone maybe trying to record something or amplify something. We saw the moss statue with the hands on it. There's so much stuff in there that's like really cool to see, but also like it's really mysterious and we wonder how it's going to be brought back up again. I also love these scenes once again because I love Rayfa kind of just like pestering us, but it seems like she's warming up to us a lot more like in her own way. So like it's not like it's like too bad in that situation where we're like having Rayfa like be up against us like completely. But yeah, like we're now seeing Rayfa question her beliefs, which is an important part of growing up sometimes. She is sitting there going, wait, if this lawyer is a nice dude to me, if this lawyer has not stolen anything, then how on earth are lawyers bad? And that's a question she's going to ask. Again, as I said, I use the analogy of like a gay person, of like someone walking up to a gay person and being like, and hanging out with a gay person and be like, this dude's awesome. Mom, Dad, why'd you say this? And or at least they question themselves, like, why would my parents think that these people are like gay people are bad? And this dude's like so nice. But then, you know, again, she's still trying to protect her own brain. And I stand by what I said. I think that she genuinely believes that if she beats Phoenix tomorrow in this trial and Phoenix loses to the seance, then her beliefs are all emboldened. It's like, okay, all this time you are now, all the questioning you've done and I won in the end, which means every bit of questioning you've done means nothing. And while that's going to be so unhealthy for her, that's what she probably believes. It's a protection of your own mind and your own beliefs. If I can just beat him, I'm right this whole time. I'm right. And this is something that happens again in real life too. It's like the situation where like people think that like, it's like you could have a debate with someone for months about like the idea of like, on one thing, like say like, oh, this food isn't bad for you or something like that as well, which, you know, just eat whatever food you like, but it's not my business. But like this food isn't bad for you. And someone goes, this food is bad for you. And then eventually like, you know, like after a while, the company reveals that like the new version of the food is bad for you or something, or a new product they made is bad for you, but they didn't say the other product was bad for you. And then all of a sudden the person that hears that, they go, see? And then you can't convince them. See, if the company made one bad thing, and in this case, Rayfa, it's like, well, if the seance would work this time, that means it was just a fluke the other two times, right? It's a way to protect your own mind, to protect your own beliefs. I'm really interested to see where this is going to go now because we have the rebels on Phoenix's side, it seems. They like Phoenix. At least that's a rebel likes Phoenix. Dirk would probably like Phoenix as well. I would love to see what he thinks about Apollo, as I said as well. There's also the thing as well, before we go any further, before we end this, the idea that Lady Keita, the person impersonating Lady Keita, could be planting evidence on people and trying to frame people, and that's the way that they're able to put people to trial, because there is a thing in Crane apparently that you can't be put in prison for questioning the beliefs of Crane, but they will put you in prison for other things, which I wonder what happens there, because maybe it's not questioning the beliefs, maybe it's like you can have your own opinion, but you can't be blasphemous. It seems like it's a very limited freedom that they believe is a lot of freedom, right? But there's also like that there as well, because as Phoenix said, we have to prove who, like, we're going into this basically this thing. We have to prove Maya's innocence. We have to prove who's under the Lady Keita mask. We have to prove why there was blood, or find out why there was blood in the chamber, why there was a microphone. We have to use the seance to help us out with all the evidence we have. And yeah, there's like a lot of things going on there that we have to really like utilize here. And hopefully as we're going through, we'll be able to get all the information we need and put it all together. But it's really interesting to see where this could go, because we have so many different threads, like the stuff with the framing, the stuff with Dirk, the stuff with Rayfa that's happening now with her doubting herself. We have the Maya and Phoenix dynamic already with them, like, you know, they could be dying. It's a very serious situation. We have Nayuta coming up against us as well. And we have like a lot of little pieces of information. We don't have like maybe full pieces of information, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you guys for supporting me. I absolutely love this game so much. And next week's episodes, I think, or the episodes coming up will probably be a bit longer. It depends on, like, I never like choose what time it's going to be, but sometimes if I have a lot to do, like, the hour, I like to do an hour at least. But thank you to Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Janet Banana, The Ghost of Nizuma, Felicius Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Lynx Markey, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Selson, Leon, Hike Asperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Wargame7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you soon. Bye-bye.